Welcome to another live episode of Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. We are now doing an episode live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. This is an opportunity for people to chime in, ladies to chime in on the Zoom, live Zoom, have a discussion regarding the podcast. So welcome back. We've got a great episode today. The topic today is going to be long-term relationships versus marriage. Okay, this is a great topic because there's a lot of intersection between religion, modern day society, what people think, their opinions, why you should get married, why you shouldn't get married, living together versus married and not being married at all. We got a couple other topics I'm going to talk about. I'm going to get into the whole Russell Brand situation with the sexual allegations. And then I'm also going to talk about an episode with Pearl and Pierce Morgan. So I'm going to wait for some people to log in on the super chat here to get on YouTube before I start. If you're on Instagram, make sure you go to Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube right now. I am broadcasting live. There's a Gridiron Junkies logo here on the Zoom. That needs to be changed, by the way. So, no one can see it. Okay. So right now I'm on live. We have super chat available on YouTube. So I'm going to give everybody a moment here to chime on in and go on this live that we're doing right now and chat on in. All right. I'll give people a little bit more time. Again, if you're on Instagram, make sure you go to Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. We're waiting for people to join the live stream. Hey, Mark, welcome as a moderator. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate all your help. Okay, so today's topic, again, is going to be long-term relationships versus marriage. Pros and cons, why you should get married, why you shouldn't get married. So I've had a lot of thought on this topic. I see it a lot on social media. I see a lot of people talk about this in regards to modern-day society. I am, just so you know, I am for marriage. I'm not for marriage with the government and the piece of paper. I believe, and this is a fact, biblically, if you're getting married under the blessing of God, that's a marriage. Nobody says you have to sign a contract. However, you should have a ceremony. You should take it serious as a marriage. But signing a contract with the government is not necessarily a good thing. Why do I say that? Because modern day women are rewarded for modern day marriages in a divorce. What does that mean? That 9 times out of 10, the man's going to lose financially, get brutalized in court in a divorce. So what I tell people to do is, I'm all for marriage if you want to do marriage, but I'm all for being married, and I call it traditional, before the contract of the government. Get married without the contract. Go get a pastor. Go get a preacher. Go get an ordained minister. Go to the church. Have a Bible there. Do it under the blessings of God. But nobody says you have to sign a contract. And think about this. Any contract that you sign with the federal government regarding your relationship or your money is a bad deal. We've seen it time and time again. Women are incentivized to get divorced. Government is always there for them. Always comes down to their votes, right? That's from Mark. Thank you, Mark. And so what does that mean? Here's the response I get from women. They're like, well, that's not fair to the women. Why is it? What are you talking about fair? It's fair that you're going to have leverage in a marriage towards a man. See, women control the relationship after the contract's signed. They have leverage. They know that at any given moment when they cash in, the man's screwed. They can be vindictive about it. They can be non-vindictive about it. But anytime the man's going to lose his children, he's going to lose financially, as well as his wife being gone. He can lose the house. He can lose everything. So what I tell people to do is get a trust in your relationship. Get a legal trust set up by the government that says, hey, if she leaves, I'm going to give her X amount of dollars in the relationship if he's the financial provider. Why is that why is that valuable? Because she has some security as well. I'm not saying put a person out on the streets, but also you have to live in a state that is a non-common law state like Nevada. If you live in states like Washington State or California, where I believe in Washington State, after 7 years, it's now considered a common law marriage, right? And the second question people ask, predominantly women, is what about a prenuptial agreement? Prenuptial agreements, I have found time and time again in working with couples and people that have been divorced, they don't hold up in court. It's all predetermined by the legal document, the law firm that had the document drafted, and the court system of the state you're in or county or city. So I would not rely on a prenuptial agreement. And generally what that means is, hypothetically, that's any money that was obtained prior to the marriage. So if the guy hits a home run 2 weeks after they're married, and then 2 weeks later, or a year later, let's say, she decides to get divorced, now she's obligated to get half of his net worth, the money that he worked hard for over the years to get to. If you're on Instagram, go to YouTube Live. I'm doing a live broadcast. I give people the opportunity to zoom in and give their feedback and responses. And again, the topic's long-term relationships versus marriage. So if you're not down for that, you know, long-term marriage, a long-term relationship, living together is similar. However, you didn't go through the roles and say, hey, let's go get married. Let's go to the church. Let's go to the synagogue, wherever you're going to get married, on the blessings of God. Because in the Bible, it says a marriage is, once it's blessed by God in the Bible, and you do your ceremony, that's a marriage. It doesn't say a contract. But society gets you with a ball and chain with a contract. So I do not believe signing a contract is a good value for men. I would 100% be against it. I'm not against marriage. I'm against the contract. So let me know your opinions. Go on the super chat on YouTube right now, the live. I also have a live Zoom if you want to chime in and have a conversation about that. Okay? So I'm going to cover a topic while I'm waiting if anybody wants to chime in on that and talk about this. The other issue we're going to talk about right now is the whole high-valued men right now, how society's going after them. A couple things. Pearl, you guys know Pearl. Pearl Davis has a show called Pearl Daily. She's also got Just Pearly Things podcast. Pearl was on Piers Morgan. Now, I've had my mixed opinions about Piers Morgan. After I seen him interview Pearl, I'm not a fan of Piers Morgan. I believe he has a woke agenda. Undercover brother woke agenda. Why did I say that? He had Pearl on. A couple things I want to talk about. He had Pearl on. He brought up the whole point of free speech. Pearl brought this up, and I support Pearl in this. I don't care what the topic is. I don't care what you cover. I don't care what you talk about. I believe social media should allow free speech as long as it doesn't incite violence. Okay, what does that mean? If somebody's bothered by anything anybody says, that can incite violence. You have no control over that. Therefore, I don't care what you talk about. There was this topic that came up about Nazis and the Holocaust, and there's Holocaust deniers. He said, what about Holocaust deniers? And she said, quote, or I'm going to paraphrase, that she believes that anybody should have a right to say what they want on social media. Piers Morgan says, no, that incites violence. I disagree. It does not incite violence. It's an opinion by an individual. Now, I don't agree with that opinion. I don't agree with that statement. I'm not endorsing that. However, Pierce, you are 1,000% incorrect. That does not incite violence. You have a woke agenda. Therefore, I support Pearl Davis. Now, the second topic, again, we're waiting for people to chime in. The topic today on YouTube Live with the Zoom option, if you're on Instagram, is long-term relationships versus marriage. Are you for them or against them? Ladies, I want to hear from you. The other topic I want to bring up while we're waiting is society going after wealthy, high-valued men with high social status that poke the bear. Okay? Most recently in the media, in the news, Russell Brand just got demonetized by YouTube because he has a sexual allegation, a sexual assault charge and rape charge, emotional abuse against the comedian Russell Brand over the last few days. The fallout of Brand has been swift as the London police investigate him. His tour has been suspended, and much of his content has been blocked or removed. Now, here's what I want to say. There's always a probability and possibility of this happening, but let's look at the numbers here. Let's look at the facts. I'm going to start with Andrew Tate. Everybody went after Andrew Tate. They said he molested or went after these girls, sexually harassed these girls. Whatever the false allegation was, it already came out to be proven that they were wrong and incorrect. The girls were scheming to go against him. Okay, I believe that they were paid off and incentivized. Donald Trump, a lady accused him 20 years ago of her sexually harassing him. She changed the laws. She was on the board to change the laws that said if it's past 10 years, you can be now charged with sexual assault. So what's happening? Well, when you take people like Trump, Tate, Russell Brand, any of these high-value guys, they do not have to sexually harass a woman. They have tons of women after them. They have tons of women that want to be with them, sexually, non-sexually, for their money. They don't have any incentive or motivation. Russell Brand does not need to sexually harass a woman, okay? Is it possible? Yes. The probability is like 1%, okay? Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but okay, let's look at the facts. Russell Brand recently poked the bear. What do I mean by that? Russell Brand talked about in an interview with a journalist, can't remember his name. He talked about COVID and the scam, the pharmaceutical companies making money, and all this stuff. He stirred up the bee's nest. Guess what happened? They went after him. Now he's got these sexual allegations. Okay, let's think about it. Russell Brand does not need to sexually harass a 16-year-old girl, an adult woman. He has plenty of women that are after him. And so now they've demonetized him off of YouTube. They've taken him off his tour, just like they did with Tate, trying to hurt him financially. First of all, YouTube has no business demonetizing somebody that has an allegation. That is 100% wrong. I don't agree with that at all. YouTube should be a free speech platform. However, it's not, which is bad. And one day they'll pay the price, in my opinion. There'll be somebody that comes along and does a better job. You should not be, remember, nowadays it's guilty until proven innocent. I don't like that system. The woke mob will try to make an example of anyone who goes against their agenda. Guys, if you're on Instagram, please go to the YouTube, Black Ice Reality Check on YouTube. Go to my live. We're streaming live right now. Help out with the super chats. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to add value, chime in on the Zoom. The link is in the bio in the Zoom. Back to Russell Brand, Tate, and Trump, all these guys. I'm going to tell you who's next on the chopping block. I don't believe Russell Brand did this. Just like Tate was proven innocent, Trump was proven innocent. Okay? You know who's next? And I love this guy. Oh, they did go after... who did they go after? Who's the psychologist they went after? Jordan Peterson. Canada went after him and took him off the medical board, or took him. He can't practice in clinical psychology in Canada because he didn't agree with transgender society with their gender ideology, and so they basically took him out. You know who's next, and who's pushing the envelope? Patrick Bet-David. Now, I hope they don't go after Patrick Bet-David. I'm a big fan of Patrick Bet-David, Adam Sosnick, SOS, Valuetainment. I love those guys. I think they do a great job. But Patrick Bet-David is pushing the envelope. He's starting to poke the bear. He's starting to have political commentary on his podcast, which I used to have on another YouTube, which they basically shadow ban me. He's starting to go against the woke agenda. He's starting to go against the woke false narratives of the gender ideology. He's starting to go against politics. And I think it's a matter of time before he does something where he pushes the envelope and they might demonetize him. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Hold on. I'm gonna wave to all these people on Instagram if they're out there. Guys, go to YouTube Live. Support the channel. Do a super chat. Ask questions. If you have any questions or concerns on relationships, I'm here. The agenda today is long-term relationships versus marriage. Are you for or against with them? Any of that? Let me know. If you're on Instagram, go to YouTube Live, Black Ice Reality Check. I think Elon Musk can't be broke. Elon Musk is okay. He has his own platform. So he doesn't give a flying flip what you think. He even said that in an interview. He quoted something. He said, I have $42 billion to spend. What should I buy? Buy YouTube. Buy Google. Make it a free speech platform, because currently it's not. It's only free speech if it fits their narrative. Okay? So if you become successful as a man in America, as a man in Western culture, as an influencer, as a millionaire, and you have status, and you become too big and too much of a pain in the ass, you will get canceled. It happened to Tate. It happened to Fresh and Fit. It happened to Jordan Peterson in Canada. It happened to Donald Trump. It's happened to Russell Brand now. Who's next? Patrick Bet-David. Again, I hope I'm wrong. Patrick Bet-David, his content is 100% on. However, he does push the bear. The biggest lobby is on the left. Thank you, Mark. Mark's interacting on social media right now on YouTube, Super Chats. Guys, join the YouTube Live. So I want to get back to the topic, relationships. So right now, you're seeing a big problem in America. Men are afraid to commit to marriage. Why are men afraid to commit to marriage? Because they see the outcome. It's a zero net gain. It's a zero net gain. What's my value in getting married? What can a wife give me that a girlfriend can't? I want to hear from you guys. Guys, comments, questions, concerns. There we go. Alex, thank you for joining from Instagram. I appreciate it, brother. But what can a wife give you that a girlfriend can't? And I'm going to tell guys, man, I hate to say it, man, I don't blame you for not getting married. You see the track record. 51% of people get divorced. 80% of the divorces the women are filing. And out of those 80%, most of the time, more often than not, the men are financially screwed. I went through a divorce after 16 and a half years of marriage. I was not financially ruined. However, I made a lot of money. I figured it out. I didn't ruin my credit. But a vast majority of men, I'll say 90% of those men, they're ruined. They got to start over. Could you imagine starting over at 40 or 50? You're done. You're done. It's a bad move. So Alex has a question. I feel like it's a solid title, but I would have to be really, really in tune with a woman and seriously in love. Alex, great question or great statement. Don't know if I feel that puppy true love again in life. Here's what I'll say about love. Women need to feel love. Men need respect and peace. And with respect comes love. I don't need to know that my girlfriend loves me. I need respect from her. I need peace and respect. I don't need drama and issues. I'll say it again. I need peace and respect. However, I do have leverage. If I was married, I'd have zero leverage because now I know at any given moment, if she has a bad hair day, I'm screwed, right? So people change. And I hear this comment. I'm going to address this, Alex. Great post. Is women say this all the time. I fell out of love. Okay, what does that mean? Marriage is a duty and responsibility. It's not about being in love. It's not about rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns. I say this all the time. If you have to be in love to stay married, your marriage 100% will fail. I'll say it again. If you have to feel, women, if you have to feel like you're in love 100% of the time, your marriage will fail 100% of the time. 10 out of 10 times. Why? Because marriage isn't about love. See, a lot of you ladies get this confused with fantasy movies, The Notebook, The Titanic, all these love movies. Marriage is about duty and responsibility. You took an oath, stick with it. Well, I just don't feel the passion anymore. The grass isn't greener, ladies. I say this all the time, man. I say it all the time. And for some reason, they doubt. They doubt me. And I've had, now since I've been doing this podcast for a year and a half, I've had more and more women come up to me and say, you were right. Or they don't say I was right, but they call me back, or they text me back, I should say, and say, remember we were talking about that guy? You were right. And I hate to say I told you so, because I don't say that. My mindset is you'll learn. You're speaking to a guy who has a lot of wisdom. I have a lot of experience. I have that tenure. I have the time in. Half a century. I've been around this planet. I'm not some 35, 40-year-old dude talking smack on the podcast. I've been there. I've been in it. I've been in the trenches, been out of the trenches. I've been successful. I'm successful financially. I've been in relationships. I've been married. I'm not going to give you false advice. I'm not going to give you advice that doesn't work. I'm going to give you advice because I've been there. Okay? I heard this from a podcaster the other day. She said more and more men aren't living up to their standards. Their women are supporting them. I said, well, their women are making bad choices. Okay? Now hear me out. You started off the conversation, she's a bottle service girl. Okay, I checked out right there. There's already an issue. Expecting a relationship with a girl in the entertainment space, there's a low variable ceiling that will be a successful relationship. If you met the guy and he was successful and he has a fumble or a hiccup or the recession and he's down on his luck, that can change. But if you go into a relationship because the guy's good looking and you're supporting him, well, you made a bad choice. So don't say men aren't living up to their responsibility. Why don't you say women are making bad choices in relationships? And guys, he didn't make a bad choice. She made more money than him. He's dating up. That's his choice, right? Because women control access to sex. Men control access to marriage and relationships. Men decide. Doesn't a man ask a woman out? Doesn't a man propose to a woman? She chooses to make the decision to accept. She didn't have to accept. But see, the other thing is when this lady made a comment about, well, men aren't stepping up and I counsel more women. See, part of the problem is she counsels women and she's not married. She hasn't been married. But when you say you counsel women and the girls you're counseling are in the entertainment space, okay, and you're counseling women and they're taking care of their men, well, that's the only type of men they can get. Did that hurt? That's the reality. See, this is why they don't have high-valued men. They're getting the men that they can get. The guys they want, they can't have. Okay? Some people, Mark, thank you. Some people relate a routine, love for a routine, and they fall in love with the routine. It's the compatible. Okay, I've done this because I was guilty younger. It's convenient. I have a convenient relationship. You live 45 minutes away. I live 45 minutes away from you. Why don't we just live together? We'll have this bond, this great relationship. Hey, we might as well get married because it's the thing to do. And it doesn't work out. If you're on Instagram, go to YouTube, BlackIceRealityCheck live. I have a Zoom link. You guys want to jump in on a Zoom? Go for it. I haven't seen a request, but I'm open to it. There's a Zoom link in the description box of the live on YouTube. I might throw it up here in the super chat. Alex, thanks for the statements. I appreciate it, man. So again, help support the channel. If you want to do a super chat, that's great. We're talking about long-term relationships versus marriage. Again, I see this all the time. Men have always stepped up. Well, ladies, you got to choose better. You got to choose better, right? That's why there's a lot of single women too, right? Because they don't want to go with a guy that's at their level. And some of you ladies that are in the industry women, they're taking care of their boyfriends, but that's all they can get. That's at your level. So you have to accept that. That's all you qualify for, right? I got a steel chair. I've been in a convenient relationship for 10 years, but she won't be moving in here. Okay, so they don't live together. So I'll address if that's what I'm understanding. So the gentleman on the super chat that says he's been in a convenient relationship for 10 years, but she won't be moving in. That's not really a relationship. That's a convenience ship. That's a situationship, right? I don't believe it's serious unless you live together. That's just my opinion. Because you're still open on the market. You still keep your options open. You still have a failure to commit. Okay. If you 10 years, I mean, at some point you're like, dude, what's up? Like, and if you're happy in that situation, there's nothing wrong with it, but that's not too serious, right? Modern day women's values are so inflated by the attention and the thousands of likes that they get on social media. Mark said that. That's true. Mark, I'll talk about that. Okay, guys, we're live. People on Instagram, jump over to the YouTube Black Ice Reality Check live. Go on the super chat. Ask your questions. The super inflated value is what's keeping a lot of women single. I'll say it again. The super inflated value by social media is keeping a lot of women single because they equate a DM and attention to their ability to get the guy they want and keep them, yet they have never kept the guy they wanted because they can't get the guy they want. I'll say it again. They cannot get the guy they want. The attention from the DM gets misrepresented as the guy they think they can get. See, they can get all the attention, but they can't keep a man. There's a difference, right? And that's why you have industry girls dating guys they got to take care of. So Steve agreed with my comment on the relationship. 10 years they've been dating. I mean, it's a type of relationship. Look, if you're not living with a person you're dating, there's a reason for it. You don't trust the person to be with you full time. You're keeping your options open for something better. And this goes with single, pretty women. Or this goes with pretty women. Attractive women are never single. I say this. I have a situation. I won't say the name. I don't even know if I should talk about it, but I will. There's a couple I know, and I'll say they live in Miami. And she's very attractive. Very attractive girl. I mean, like smoke session, right? Wow. He's a good-looking guy in shape. They recently moved out apart from each other, and there's some issues and challenges they have, which I'm aware of, and I'm not going to discuss. And I worked with him on it, and they decided to go their separate ways. Now, immediately, she noticed that he was with a lot of hot women. Now, this is something I want you guys to take notes on. This is funny. It's not funny, but it is. Women generally that are attractive always have a backup dude. And it's that guy that's shown interest to them on social media. It's the guy they work with. Women always know there's a guy to go to. A pick-me guy. Okay? In a relationship with a man, women have a tendency to lose a little bit of respect because the guy is with them in this relationship. I know it sounds odd, but women find guys attractive that other women want. Soon as she saw this guy with other women, she now wanted him back. Two things happen. I see this all the time. Women generally will go to the next guy right away or date dudes. Soon as their man is with another woman, they either want him back or they shame them on social media. 100% of the time. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. And when I say they want him back, they still think about him and they might be quiet. But she wanted him back. And she was willing to submit to the relationship, to the cause of the problems that she had, admit her wrongdoings, correct them to be back in the relationship. Now, they still don't live together because she went and got an apartment in Miami. But generally what happens, and I see this, they'll break up and she'll be off with another guy. But you'll find it odd, soon as he's with a chick, they start shaming the guy on social media. And then they start throwing out his dirty laundry. He's a narcissist. I was in a toxic relationship. He's a cheater. I don't know. He likes midgets. I don't know. Whatever. But I see this all the time. And then there's a girl that doesn't say anything, which is respectful. Remember, the best thing you can do when you get out of a relationship is not say anything. Don't shame the person. I don't care how mad you are. That doesn't benefit anybody. That doesn't make you look better. It makes you look worse as an individual, because guys see that, right? Whoever shows the least interest has the most power in the relationship. That's 100% true. This is the game I tell guys, and I'll throw it out there because I coach them in. Stay quiet. Zabel, thank you. Stay quiet. You're right. Stay quiet. If you want to have a conversation with a person after you get out of a relationship, have a conversation with them. But stay quiet. Now, in a relationship, women are going to like this. If you're on Instagram, go to BlackIceRealityCheck on YouTube. I'm streaming live. Please. I tell guys to make sure the girl likes you more than you like them. Again, I'm going to say this, and I don't care if I coach men in quiet with this tactic. Always make sure when you're dating or in a relationship, the woman likes you more than you like them. What does that mean? If a woman knows you're too into her in the beginning, she loses interest in you as a man. I just saw a meme or a story or a reel where the girl says they don't like the nice guy because that's a sign that they can't get women. Women want to be chased. However, they want to be pursued, not chased. However, if guys, you act like she's not a big deal, she's going to stay more interested and attracted to you. I'm not telling you to ignore her. I'm not telling you to blow her off. I'm not telling you to play games. But if you're super, 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 I don't want to say respectful, but if you give her all the attention she wants 24/7, she's going to lose interest. She's not going to be interested anymore. You're too easy. And she's going to think you're low valued. And if you like her way more than her, if you're texting her all the time, if you're calling her all the time, if you're saying you don't miss me, do you? Oh, how come you don't give me any pictures? Blah, blah, blah. You're gone, dude. You're dead. You like her too much. And she knows that because you like her that much, you're not that desirable from other women. They need to chase you, not the other way around. Stays between the two of you. Yeah, when you get out of a relationship, it stays between the two of you. Again, the topic is long-term relationships versus marriage. What is your insight, people? Go on the super chat. Let me know. Are you for long-term relationships? Or are you for marriage instead? Which way is it going to be? I'm on Black Ice Reality Check live on YouTube. There is a Zoom link in the description box of the live post if you want to zoom in. If anybody has any feedback. Okay? But I do tell guys that. I said, don't chase women. Women are like, no, if he's not going to chase me, I'm not interested. Don't chase. You got to act like it's no big deal. See, that's the biggest mistake guys make. Because our stimulation of beautiful women is very low. You got to almost desensitize yourself, okay? I'm going to give you an example. I remember when what's an example? I'm going to use a car example for men. Women might not get this. It is what it is. When I couldn't wait to own a Mercedes and now I've had 10 of them, it's not a big deal. Whatever. Okay? But when I got my first Mercedes, I was so excited. Okay? And it might be for you a Tesla. It might be a supercar. It might be a Honda. I don't know. Or, whatever it is. Maybe it was your first Birkin bag. Maybe it was your Louis Vuitton. Maybe it was I don't know. You guys, whatever got you so excited. Okay, for everybody, when you're 16 or 18 or whatever, you got your license, you got your first car. Remember how that dopamine level kicked in? Right? Now I've had so many cars, I can't even remember and lost count. Probably had 80 cars in my life. Right? And I'm not joking. I've probably had 80 cars. The only thing that's going to get me going is a supercar. And I got my eyes set on a McLaren. Okay? That's my go-to. But I get another Mercedes, whatever. Okay, hear me out. Watch this. When I see a pretty girl and she's talking to me, it's no big deal. That's how you got to treat attractive women. And women, you'll agree with me. Watch this. You say you don't, but watch this. You listen, watch this. Every dude is chasing you, man. If you're pretty, every guy is chasing you. The guy that says, oh, hey, nice to meet you, whatever, no big deal. You're like, oh, now you're interested. That's not you as a person doing that on purpose. That's built in you subconsciously. It's wired in you biologically. Because the guy that has the most attention from women is the most desirable. Your body and your spirit and your mind and you as a woman goes to that man because inherently he's got a lot of resources and he's the most desirable man available that will secure the foundation and legacy for you to have children and be okay and successful and live a good life. It's always been that way. So, guys, when you meet the pretty girl, you can have a conversation with her, but don't be all into her. Don't be like that puppy. You know, when you get a puppy, you're like, my God, get off me, man. This thing. And then it bites you and it's got the sharp teeth. That's the woman. She's like, oh, this guy, this puppy. Or you got a big dog, like a Labrador. You know how Labradors are? They're very goofy dogs, right? They're very happy. And in Seattle, when it rains, they go out in the mud. And you come in the house and the dog wants to jump on. You're like, whoa, whoa. Don't be that Labrador. Guys, you have to be subdued. You have to be a little bit mysterious. And I find that works best when I meet attractive women. When I was single, it's like, hey, okay, great. You're a hot chick. Big deal. Because it was no big deal. I've been with them. Once you're with them, it's like, what else do you have? Can you have a conversation? Are you going to bore me? Right? You got good values. And then for dating for a purpose, is this woman a woman I can spend the rest of my life with? Right? Dating for fun and dating for purpose is two different situations. Okay? Dating for fun is like, I'm going to go to Mexico and rent a Lamborghini. Dating for purpose is I'm going to build a house, get some rental properties, invest some money, get a good woman, have a family, have children. Can that woman be my ride or die? Does she have my back, or is she constantly trying to pull the rug from underneath me? Okay, Zabel said, for marriage, it's not easy to find the right fit in marriage. Isn't for everybody. That goes for women and men. Yes, that's correct. Zabel, great feedback. If you're on Instagram, please go to BlackIceRealityCheck on YouTube for the live. Just because someone is attractive doesn't mean everyone wants you. I've met very attractive men, and if they didn't have a personality or goals, it wouldn't. Yeah, that's different. This is Zabel's statement, and I'm going to pick on you in a good way for a second. Zabel said, just because someone is attractive doesn't mean everyone wants you. Zabel, if you're an attractive woman, every man wants you. See, you're on the other side of the fence. You're a woman. If you're an attractive woman, every guy wants you. And I say that, a majority. There's, I know this guy, he didn't want the girl. That's an exception to the rule. I'm talking about the majority, okay? So Zabel, if you're a guy and you're an attractive woman, every guy wants you. Now, for a guy, it's not about looks, it's about success, okay? Women look for success first. And I use this analogy. Here you go. And I'm going to say it again. If you're on Instagram or YouTube, I'm streaming on both. If you want to have questions, hit me up on YouTube, Black Ice Reality Check. I'm on Super Chats. Go there. There's also a Zoom link if you want to chime in and give your 2 cents. Ready? I'm dropping a gem here. Okay? When I go to the gym, and all the guys at the gym are guys, dude, I'm dating this chick. Check her out. We're showing pictures of the hot chick they're dating. That's all guys look at. Now, there's more than looks. But the first thing is looks. That's the first qualification for the guy. The number one thing is looks. Am I attracted to her physically? Guys, it's physical. Women, it's physical. It's not just about looks. It's not just about looks, but I want to see what I'm driving. Is she hot? Are you a boob guy, a butt guy, a feet guy, a whatever, lip guy, whatever? What are you attracted to? Okay? Women, watch this. Yeah, morals is important, but hear me out. You know what women do at the gym? Ooh, I met this realtor guy. He's really nice. Ooh, or no, take that back. Let me start over. I met this guy. He's really nice. Oh, Zabel, what does he do? Guys don't care what you do. We want to see how high you are. Girls, what is he? Oh, he's a lawyer. Oh, he's a lawyer. He must do pretty good. Let me see his picture. Guys don't care. As long as you're not out on the track, right, as a woman, or on the pole or whatever, and I'm not judging people, whatever. Okay? You see how that works? That's how it works. Yes, then it's, for women, it's success. Then it's probably morals. Then maybe looks. Guys, it's looks, right? And then it's like, okay, was she raised to be a good wife? And you know what's funny? Masculine men do not like masculine women. Masculine men do not like masculine women. Masculine men don't like corporate women. Masculine men do not like boss bees. Masculine men do not like entrepreneurial women. The majority of masculine men don't want that. They don't want that. And you say, oh, they're afraid, or they're insecure. No, masculine men aren't insecure or afraid. That's what you got twisted. We don't want to battle that. We already know what it takes to be masculine. It's a hard job. It's hard to be in that frame. And you know what my mindset is? Ready? My whole career, my whole life, I dated one girl with a college degree. No, she was in college, so take that back. I have rules. And it wasn't set in stone. I have my options open. You ready? Are you on? You guys listening? I got 30, 40 people watching this. You ready? This is Dav. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You ready? I never date women with college degrees. I find them the most challenging and hard to deal with because they were brought up as a young adult by the system, the education system, and they're broke, woke-minded professors. I never dated a career woman. If I'm a vice president, boom, I ran. I didn't want to deal with her. And I'm not intimidated. You guys got to understand something here. The money I made in the tech space was more than most people make at Microsoft. It's more money than most people make as a vice president and a CEO on salary. I'm not intimidated by that. I just don't want to deal with her masculine tendencies. I don't need to. It's a choice. It's a choice. If I have a choice, I'm going to take the path less traveled. Oh, this girl's sweet. She got a, okay. I'm telling you, man, most college educated women have a 90% divorce rate. They're harder to deal with because they have been trained and indoctrinated into a false narrative system of society, which is the education system, which now is affecting your children, boys and girls. They're teaching boys to be girls and girls to be men. Before it was just teaching the women to be men. Now it's teaching the guys to be women. And you ask, why are these guys so soft? Look at the men coming out of college. I'm not begging on anybody. I'm not talking about a fanny pack or a South pack. I'm talking about men purses. I was in line, a dude has feet nails painted. I'm not saying he was gay or not, but I'm talking about a satchel purse bag for a guy. I only used to see those in France and Paris. Very feminine men. Women were more masculine. And now I got guys painting their nails. I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing? My son, I tell this story, and I heard this from Joe Rogan talking about his kid. His kid wanted to, do so. Okay, my son had his mom's purse, and I told his mom when he was a kid, he's playing with his mom's purse. I said, absolutely not. Oh, it's just a purse. I said, no, he's not going to play with your purse. He didn't know he was a little kid, but that affects your thought process. I don't want my son growing up thinking he's a girl. Are you with me? I'm reading some of these super chats here. Hold on a second. Okay, so Oh, there you go, man. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, man. Super chat from Alex. I appreciate it, brother. Awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. That's how it helps support the channel. Man, awesome, brother. Alex, thank you coming through. She's super. So he said she's super insecure, so I can't just tell her, yes, that's just how it is. Now, here's the truth. It's like I said this before, man, and I'm not going to say the name. Now, there's this other girl that I'm dealing with, and this guy keeps messaging her. He keeps texting her. He's like, oh, you don't want me. Oh, you don't miss me enough. I miss you more. He sounds like a woman. I'd rather have the woman a little bit insecure than the guy. Are you with me? It's better to have the woman a little bit, because here's the difference. And man, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this. They're going to say that, look, there's a thing called power and control. And what you don't want is the woman to have power and control in the relationship. That's very bad. Men are very easy. Men are very basic. They're very easy to deal with. If you don't have an abusive man, which now abuse can be termed as a loose definition. Now, woke society and the feminists have used all this financial abuse, mental abuse, all this abuse. Everything's abuse. But if it's a good man, I'd rather have the guy. And look, the guy's leading the home. He's supposed to be the provider protector, right? So he has to have somebody that's in submission to the cause and let him lead the family. So it's better that if a man's insecure, if a man's insecure, it's unattractive. You don't like that because it shows a sign of weakness. If a man's insecure and he's always worried about you, it's a sign of weakness, which equates to you losing respect for him. If a woman's a little bit insecure with her man, it might irritate him a little bit, but he ain't going nowhere. If a man is insecure with his woman in the relationship, she will go somewhere. She smells blood in the water. She senses weakness. She senses beta. She doesn't sense alpha. She doesn't sense a leader. She senses a follower. She will find a guy that's stronger that will put his foot down and say no. The guy that is insecure will have a hard time saying no. I'm dealing with that with a gal right now. I'm counseling and coaching. The guy she's seeing is very weak in beta. She's asking me, how do I change him? First of all, ladies, you can't change the guy. I have to be coaching the guy. I'm coaching her. I said, I can't coach you on how to make him a better man. You're dating a guy that's acting like a woman, and that's not a knock. If you let women lead, Mark, super chat, if you're listening, I'm glad. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Everybody on Instagram, thank you. I told you to go to BlackIceRealityCheck, the live. If you're not, it's okay. I still appreciate you being on Instagram. Thank you for the people on BlackIceRealityCheck live on YouTube. If you want to talk on a video, there's a link for Zoom in the description. Mark said this. If you let women lead the relationship, they will lead it right into a breakup. Women want to be led. They don't want to lead the relationship. As much as they say they want to be the boss bee, as much as they say it's 50-50, relationships, hear me out. Please hear me out. I'm going to say this again. I can't say it enough. Relationships will not work 50-50. If you think it's 50-50, somebody is in control. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? Where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where would you like to eat? I don't know. What would you like to eat? Where would you like to go on a trip? Dude, what? No, there's no 50-50. Dude, guys, are you ready for this? How many times, and women, you're going to laugh. Zabel, you're going to laugh. How many times you ask a woman where you want to go eat? Oh, brother, that's a half-hour conversation. Then she gets on Google Maps. Well, this one has seafood. No. My girlfriend, if she has too many options, we're an hour and a half into figuring out where we want to eat, and then I start getting hangry. Right? My cortisol levels rise. My enzymes are off. My glucose level drops. I get angry and cranky, and I ruin the whole night because I let her try to decide what we want to eat or what she wants to eat. I can't get an answer. Seafood, boom. Where are we going? Don't worry about it. Well, I want to know. You don't want to know because then you're going to find a reason to go to another restaurant. I make the decision. This may sound rough. You ready? She doesn't like it? Too bad. I'm the man. Guys, don't let your woman decide where she wants to eat. She doesn't want to decide anyways. Zabel said on Super Chats that if the man was insecure, she would leave the relationship. 100%. If you're on Instagram, go to Black Ice Reality Check live on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, on the Super Chat on YouTube, a woman said if the guy's insecure in a relationship, she would leave. Guys, stay strong. If you sweat your girl, she's going to cheat. If you sweat your girl, she's going to leave. If you call her too much, she's going to be bothered. Let her be the one to pursue you. If you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship, but don't worry about your girl, man. I'm telling you, guys, you want to keep a girl loyal to you? Don't sweat her. Don't sweat her. You remember, you got to know your value as a high value guy. And if you're not, you got to fake it till you make it. You got to speak it into existence, right? You got to understand that one day you'll be successful if you're not successful. You have to act. You have to have action. You have to have meaning. You have to have conviction. You have to have confidence. You have to have an ability to lead. You have to have the no fear to say no without the repercussions affecting you. I say no all the time. Man, I'm telling you, you know what's coming. If you say no, man, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. She's going to be bent out of shape. And, oh, well, I'm not a jerk. I'm a nice man. I'm good to my girlfriend. I treat her with respect. But when she steps over the line, I got to put my foot down. Oh, well, dude, you cannot expect to be in a relationship without some type of recourse or without some turbulence. It's going to happen. Mandy, I think she's saying she would cut the relationship he is insecure about. I don't understand that, but what we're talking about is women are not going to stay in a relationship with a guy that's insecure. If the guy's insecure, a woman biologically, naturally, inherently loses respect, right? They lose respect. I think she was saying she would cut the relationship he is insecure about. That's what I said. I think. I don't know. So I got a little bit more time here, but I want to end this note with a couple of statements here. Nothing is as it seems, right? All that's gold doesn't glitter on social media. And I say this to women. The grass isn't always greener. It may look greener, but everything you see on social media isn't how it appears. There's always going to be a better relationship than yours. There's always going to be a pretty girl than you. There's always going to be a better looking man than yours. There's always going to be a richer man than yours. There's always going to be a better marriage. But you got to remember and be thankful for the situation you're in, or whatever relationship you're in, or whatever type of situationship you're in, or if you're dating, single, or whatever. I don't condemn anybody. I always say this, and I'll say it again. Ladies, if you want to be single, stay single. If you want to date, date. If you want to be in a serious relationship, be in a serious relationship. If you want to be in a marriage, be in a marriage. You just got to know what you want. And if you're not getting what you want, I'm the fix-it guy. I'm the guy that will tell you the truth. That's why it's a reality check. However much you don't like what I say, the facts are truth. And you can say, well, that's based on your opinion. No, it's an objective truth. It's based on data. It's not anecdotal evidence. It's based on who I've talked to and my experience in life and people I talk to and what I see. I had a gal that has a show, and she said, well, Dr. David Buss used to say hypergamy, but he doesn't believe it anymore. You know why he doesn't believe in it, hypergamy, which is dating at your level and above anymore? Because he works for a woke university that will fire his ass if he keeps preaching hypergamy. Because it makes women look like they date at their social and economic level and above, and a woke university in Austin, Texas won't put up with it or tolerate it. And they'll do what they did to Jordan Peterson and boot him out of the system. So he has to change his views on it. And I told her, I don't care what you say, you included, all women date at their level and above. They want a guy that's stronger than them. They want a guy that's smarter than them. They want a guy that's intelligent than them. They want a guy that makes more money than them. They want a guy that can lead them, that's better at doing what they do than them. Naturally, women want that. They're looking for a hero. So no matter what Dr. David Buss says now, his old book was the facts. His new book is fiction. That's not true. He's getting pushed by a woke agenda. So I'm going to be signing off here. It is, what's the time check right now?
We're at 55.
Okay, so I got 5 more minutes here before I get off. Anybody else have any questions? Any other questions? I got a little bit more time here. I got 5 more minutes for you guys. Let me jump back on. I got 5 more minutes. I'm reconnecting. 100%. And what is normal for one relationship may seem completely wrong for others. Polygamy, open relationships, etc. 100%, Mandy Garcia. She's saying 100% on what I said. And what is normal for one relationship may seem completely wrong for others, i.e. polygamy, open relationships, etc. Correct, Mandy, 100%. It's what you want. It's what you want. Nothing fits into one box unless you're desiring something that fits in that box, right? In other words, if you want a certain type of relationship, you have to adapt to get that relationship, to get the outcome. So you have to be in that box to get what you want, right? Does that make sense, Mandy? I agree with you. I'm on the same page. In other words, if you want a polygamy relationship, you can't be a devoted Christian, a conservative Christian, and a Christian marriage. You're not going to have a polygamy relationship. You have to fit in that box, okay? I got 5 more minutes. I know my engineer is sweating to death in here. 5 more minutes. He's over there sweating because it's like 120 degrees humidity in here. That's okay. You got to adapt and overcome. So thanks again. Remember, every Wednesday, guys, every Wednesday on YouTube, Black Ice Reality Check, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Every Wednesday, I will be doing a live broadcast with an option to zoom in. The super chat will be on YouTube. Make sure you join. If you have questions, write them down. Ladies, if you want to jump on a Zoom call, more than welcome. Today's topic was long-term relationships versus marriage. We got off the topic, which is fine. We're trying to build this channel up. We're trying to get super chats. We're trying to get more interaction going. Everybody that contributed, everybody that was on the super chat, Mandy, Zabel, Mark, who else? Steele, Alex, thank you for the super chat. All you folks that were on here that interacted, I appreciate it. I appreciated it. Infantry, the rugged scholar. Yeah, I was in the infantry too. Adapt and overcome. People that are on Instagram Live, thank you for your support. Remember, I'll say it again. Next week, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, live podcast for an hour. Black Ice Reality Check, we talk about relationships. And this is a chance for anybody that wants to jump into Zoom. Okay? The Zoom description will be in the description box. Every now and then I might have a special guest, but I'm doing more of these. So I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to do a news update on what's happening currently in the world that has to do with relationships. Today's topic was Piers Morgan being off target with Pearl because he was 100% wrong. And the whole sex scandal with Russell Brand and the false narrative and the wokes going after the high value men that poke the bear. Okay, but the topic was long-term relationships versus marriage. Alex, I got one more, and then I'm gonna go here. My girlfriend was chatting with some random guy that sent her a DM. He was apparently from England behind my back when I was just starting my business, working 14 hours a day. She said that she felt abandoned. Okay. So Alex wrote that. So Alex started his business working 14 hours a day, and she felt abandoned. So she started DMing some guy from England. Okay, so this is why social media is so bad. Okay. She said she needs validation and that the guy gave her validation. It was just chatting with him on text daily, but I wanted to leave her and I was going to, I'm 99% sure if it was just chatting. So here's the problem. Remember, women cheat based on emotions generally. I'm going to end with this, okay? This is a good topic. Thanks, Alex. Men don't need to be emotionally connected. This is the majority. Ladies, I know you've had one night stands. Ladies, I know you have, there's women that have hoe tendencies. I get it. Hear me out. Most women want that emotional connection. This is how it starts, Alex. They build that emotional relationship. And then they end up having an affair. Guys, they don't need that. All we got to see is tight panties and ass, and we're going to cheat. That's just how guys are wired. So, is it cheating? Yeah, it's bad. If your girl's doing that, I'd cut it off. If she doesn't want to cut it off, I'd cut her off. Because if you don't put your foot down, Alex, what happens is you now are subjugated to being a simp. You're subjugated to being less of a man. She's not going to respect you because you allowed it. I'm not saying you're a bad guy, but Alex, if you don't put your foot down after what she did, and there's no repercussions for her act, then you're just, I wouldn't tolerate it. I mean, what would I do? I'd have her shut her whole IG down or block him or give me access, because here's the thing. You're letting her get away with it. Now she's going to do it again. Well, you were gone 14 hours a day. Show up in my business. Show up in my work. Interact with me. I'm doing this for us. You know, you see what I mean? You have to enforce your boundaries. Because if you don't, then that fence isn't a fence. The herd's going to get out. The wolf's going to come in. It's going to eat the sheep. I put my foot down. If that shit happens, hell no. And if they don't like it, then bounce. Because long term, it's going to affect your business. That will affect your business, your growth, and you'll always suffer. I got to run. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the interaction. That was a year ago, Alex said. It's not currently. Guys on Instagram, guys on YouTube. Remember, this is the only YouTube in Vegas with relationships where the truth will set you free. I'm the only one that gets involved in the relationship with women and dating between men and women. Okay? Please subscribe to this channel. Share this video. Like this video. Hit the bell for notifications for future notifications when I go live or when I post a video. They are shadow banning my channel, so if you want to get notifications, you have to hit the bell. Stay strong. We'll see you next week, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Stay strong.